Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with allthingsbbq.com. In today's episode of Tips and Techniques, we're going to talk about how to cold smoke cheese. Well, cold smoke cheese is one of those techniques that may seem a little intimidating at first until you realize how simple it is. Who doesn't love cold smoked cheese? Pretty much, if your hand's not up, move on to a different video probably for you. For the rest of us, we're going to talk about the tips, the techniques to make the cold smoke happen, and then really the tricks and the tools that make it happen with as little effort as possible and the best possible outcome. Now this may sound obvious, but the trick to cold smoking is creating smoke without creating too much heat. So there's a number of tools that can help you do this, but what you're gonna need for sure is a smoke source and a chamber to smoke in. So for our smoke source today, we're gonna be using the Amazing Tube Smoker. This is the 12-inch fixed. They come in a smaller size as well, and they also come in expandable sizes. So the great thing about this is you're doing a shorter smoke, say 2 to 3 hours, you just go ahead and use the shorter tube. If you want to go maybe 4 hours, you go ahead and pull it all the way out. Now another option is to go with a wood chip box like this one from Broil King. You load this up with chips, you light it, set it right there on the surface of your grill. Now the tricky thing about chips is if you soak those chips, you get kind of an acrid smoke, although it burns back slowly, doesn't make the cheese taste as good. If you burn them dry, they go pretty quickly. So this is why I like to use a pellet smoker, and why we're using the Amazing Tube Smoker today in the pellet grill. That's the other thing we got to talk about. Airflow. Now while you could cold smoke in just about anything you can come up with, today we're going to be using the Yoder Smoker's YS640 pellet grill. And the reason that this is such a great option is because when you turn this baby on, it starts blowing air through the chamber. 2 fans running air through it at all times. So when we light that tube, set it inside, the smoke burns back slowly, but it leaves the chamber. So there's never enough time for you to create stagnant, acrid smoke, which means your clean smoke flavor tastes better on the cheese in the end. Now you can get around this on whatever grill you're using. If you want to smoke on your gas grill, if you want to smoke on your Kamado Joe, any of those, you can totally do that. What you're going to want to do every once in a while, open that lid up, burp the smoke out so the acrid smoke can leave and you get fresh smoke coming through. And just make sure if you have an option to leave airflow wide open, do it. When the airflow is coming in from the bottom on a ceramic grill and flowing right out the top, that's how you're going to get the cleanest smoke flavor. All right, so here on the grill we've got some frog mats laid out. These are just silicone lined woven mats that are going to prevent any sticking to the grates or any transfer of the grease from the grates there. So I've got a couple of cheddars here. We've got some Monterey Jack and a nice Gouda. We'll take the wax off so we can get smoke all the way around that. And a couple balls of mozzarella. Now as far as pellets, today we're going to use 100% apple, but generally speaking you can use whatever it is that you're using already in your pellet grill. These happen to be 100%, the ones that come in these 1-pound bags, so we're going to get all apple flavor out of this. If you're buying the larger bags, they're often apple and oak together, which is also fine. So just going to grab the propane torch. And I'll hold it on here for a good 30 seconds or so to make sure we get the pellets completely lit. So now the fire's going pretty well. We'll go ahead and blow that out. And you can see immediately we start getting that apple smoke rolling into the chamber. So we'll close this up now, and then again that air being sucked in from the hopper side is going to work its way through the chamber, and you already start getting this nice clean smoke coming out the stack. So now we're just going to wait. I'm going to give the cheese about 2 to 3 hours to smoke. And I think one of the mistakes that we make as young pig masters as we're getting started on this cold smoking journey is we try to smoke the crap out of this cheese to make it so smoky and delicious, and you end up hating the taste because it's just too much. So don't go overboard. Give it a couple of hours. That's plenty of time for it to soak up the smoke. And we'll tell you what to do once we get past that point. But for now, we're going to keep in mind that food shouldn't be left out at room temperature for hours and hours on end. So we're going to stick to that 2 to 3 hour window. Make sure we keep everything safe and tasty. Well, the cheese has been cold smoking for about 2.5 hours now. We're ready to pull it off. Well, as you can see, it's taken on a little bit of color. Got a little bit of that smoke particulate on the outside, softening up a little bit. Strong apple smoke aroma going on in here. I'll go ahead and slide these off. And then this part of the process might be the most difficult because you have to be patient. We have to let this smoke flavor mellow out or it's just gonna be super intense. Like, you bite into this now, you'll be unhappy. So what we're gonna do, you throw this into either a zip top bag, suck all the air out, or into a vacuum seal bag, even better. Put it in the fridge for 5 to 7 days. Just let it chill out. And when you open that back up, and when we come back in this video, we'll talk about the flavors that we're getting out of that nice mellow apple smoke. Well guys, it's been a full week since we put our cheese into the refrigerator to mellow out. Usually 5 to 7 days is a great time period. All there's really left to do is show you how it's looking and have a quick taste test. I mean, again, it looks very similar to how it did when it came off. You got a little bit of that color on the outside. If we slice into our mozzarella here, just a little bit of that darkened smoke color on the outside. Oh yeah, I mean, it's definitely smoky, but it's not in your face. It's not attacking you with the smoke flavor. It's mellowed out really nice. I'm gonna slice into some of this cheddar and some of this Gouda. We'll lay it out for a nice cheese platter. With the white cheddar there. Get some nice thick chunks. Use just about any kind of knife you like for this, but the serrated shoon here does a great job with cheeses. I'm just gonna kind of arrange these here. We got that nice smoky edge right there. Get some more crackers in here as well. Maybe a little charcuterie. Perfect little snack for a fancy night staying at home. Let's get some of that smoked cheddar there. Heck yeah. Well, I've got all kinds of ideas in mind for our smoked cheeses. In fact, I'm gonna be whipping up a little pub cheese, one of Chef Britt's specialties, using some of our smoked cheddar today. But you'll have to pay attention and check that out later on. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out allthingsbbq.com for all of the products featured in today's video. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to allthingsbbq.com/thesauce. All Things Barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.